Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Bridget's Grove and 30 Days of Goddess with part 4 in our 30 Days of Goddess 101 series. This one is about using the card decks that I make. I do make new additions to this practice every month for our Goddess Magic community on Patreon. That is patreon.com/Bridget'sGrove. But I also make new additions available for free to everyone via the public resources post every month in the sampler pack, the thematic sampler pack for the month. So you always can add to your practice every month with new printables and resources, or you can opt to become a member of the Patreon community where you can then receive access to all of them. And there is also a professionally printed deck available. That's this, that you can buy in our Etsy shop. That's bridgetsgrove.etsy.com. And then there are also cut your own expansion packs in the Etsy shop. I'm not sure how many of those I'm going to make right now. There are 3 different sets, but that can give you a little boost, an add-on of words and prayers to continue to enrich and freshen up your practices. That you can find, what works best for you. And then also what I find is that there's a real power in the sacred sameness, the continued container, the showing up to bear witness to life as it unfolds every day. And then also there's a desire for freshness. So we want both the routine and the power of the same practice while also having it stay fresh. And so part of that can be in including new prayers and new practices as you move month to month through the year, or day to day through the month. And so this is kind of a potpourri of how to use the various cards, but the idea with the cards is they are essentially created to be kind of a grab and go mini ritual. So even if you only have 3 minutes in your day, you can still have a little sacred pause, a little time out, a little moment of connection. The cards are also meant as an option for people who don't necessarily want to keep a prayer book or do a prayer book practice, but who still want to participate in 30 Days of Goddess. And you can be, I promise, you can be participating even if all you do is see the word for the day is connect, put a hand on your heart for a second and think about connection, draw a prayer card and read it aloud. That's it. You're still participating. You're still doing 30 Days of Goddess. You still have a daily practice. It doesn't have to be any more elaborate or any more complex than that. So the cards are meant to create this, the print your own cards and the cut your own cards are really meant to be kind of a consumable item that you then can glue down into a prayer book, or, carry with you, or put on your calendar, or stick by your computer, or put onto a bulletin board, or do whatever it is you like with them. Or you can keep them as a deck and continue to reuse them and add to them as the practice grows. The professional deck is divided into, it's color coded. So there are prompts, practices, and prayers. So the prompts are blue. Oh, connect. Again, the practices are red, or rituals are red, and then the prayers are purple. So red for ritual, purple for prayer, and then the blue is the prompts. And then there's a booster pack as well that has affirmations, and those are green with a little spiral. And so with that deck, you would pick 3 or 4 cards from it. And then you'd form your own little ritual from what you see with those cards. So you would take a second, perhaps light the candle, put a hand on your heart, say, Goddess, guide me, draw the cards, think about how you feel, or make an affirmation with that. May I feel it all. Then kneel in child's pose with your hands open. Then read the prayer to yourself aloud, or you can also read it silently, of course. May I trust my own magic, the spells I spin beneath my skin, the enchantment in my eyes and fingers. May I feel it, may I see it, may I live it, may I be it. And then an affirmation to carry through the day. I create my own magic wherever I go, and you can return to that. If you have a prayer book, you would then record those things in it. If you don't have the prayer book or don't want to do the prayer book, that's it. You've had your practice. That's your practice for this day on this goddess-centered path. A little dollop of the sacred that can be as swift as 3 to 5 minutes. And of course, I don't want to overemphasize the speed. We live in kind of a fast food society. You can definitely dig deep And you can spend an hour, you can spend 2 hours if you want to. What I want to emphasize is that folding in even a very small practice can enrich your life in immeasurable ways. It can really lend power and strength and courage to your days, even as small as 3 minutes. So that's why I emphasize 3 minutes, is because that can be enough to sustain you, to add this little dollop of enchantment, this little splash of joy to your day. Or it could be super big and elaborate if you want to. One of the things I see hold people up sometimes is if I can't do the full out full moon ritual, with the robes and the songs and the chants, then it doesn't count, or I have to give up. And so the things that I've created with 30 Days of Goddess are really about making sure you have small and accessible practices that can really take place in just a breath, just a breath of pause. And then, of course, you can layer them together to make something much bigger and much fancier and much more elaborate. But at the core is the small, the simple, the soft, and the sacred. So if you've printed out the printable, these are from the Daily Practice Starter Kit. And so if you printed them out, you can do the same thing. You can just make your own practice. Choose a card, a word card. Oh, soft. Choose a practice. Remember, you are your own sacred space. And choose a prayer. May I deepen into my own magic. May I deepen into faith. May I deepen into trust. May I deepen into wonder. May I deepen into this wild enchantment all around me. May I deepen into the questions of my life. May I have the courage to live some of the answers now. And so then what you would do is maybe you then glue all those things down into your prayer book. Maybe you carry this one with you through the day. Maybe you decide to give it to someone else. Maybe you keep it in your pocket and you read it aloud at multiple points during the day to give yourself another little boost of encouragement. Or maybe you just shuffle it back together and use this deck perpetually, like any other purchased Oracle card deck, where you would just use it as the days go on. And you can keep these. I don't have my little bag with me, but I keep these in a little bag. And so I have them available to me and to draw from, like I'm drawing from an Oracle deck as well. And then, of course, there's the sampler pack and also the full pack that's available to the Patreon community every month. These can just be cut out. And let me see. Those can be cut apart. And then again, you can shuffle those together and read them out loud, or read them silently, or carry them with you. Lay a hand against your heart and let the words soak into you. A little message, a little opportunity to dialogue with divinity and commune with the sacred. And you could glue them down or just carry them with you, because this practice, the cards really can be used as a standalone experience with no prayer book, or totally incorporatable into the prayer book. So that is the cards. These are the daily affirmation cards. These are the same as the graphics that I post on Instagram each day, but I also make them available as a little full color set for the Goddess Magic community on Patreon, and then they can get them printed and use them every day in their prayer book. Or you can literally just print them out from Instagram if you want to too. Or you can also just read them there and allow yourself that tiny, tiny moment of pause to let the message soak in. Daily practice helps us prepare a space for ourselves and the holy to meet in the everyday. And it does. So may these resources, tools, and practices in your blessing basket, may they help you prepare a space for yourself and the holy to meet in the everyday. Thank you for being here.